One of the things I'm looking forward to the most this season is Victor Wembanyama's sophomore season. Wembanyama's coming off an historic rookie season where he averaged 21 points on 46% shooting, 10.6 rebounds, 3.9 assists, 3.6 blocks, and 1.2 steals in just 29.7 minutes per game. Quite the production sample size for him to build on. We have never seen a freak of nature like Wemby before. You've heard that now a million times, but it's true. At 20 years old, he's already arguably the best defensive player in the league and has showcased a compelling offensive game as well. Wembanyama's dominance in the paint helps compensate as his jump shot continues to improve. He's become a much better passer and has impressive ball handling skills for a player standing at 7'5". For as great as Wemby is, based on what we've seen in his first year in the league and at the Olympics, the scariest part about it is that he hasn't even scratched the surface yet on his true potential. If you're a Wemby hater and think he's overhyped or overrated, I got some news for you. The greatness of Wemby is just getting started. In this one, guys, I'm going to be talking about Wembanyama's second season in the NBA and what to expect. If you all could do me a solid favor, please hit a like on the video. It does help a ton. And please subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. And shout out to today's video sponsor, BetUS. You look at what the Spurs are doing, they're taking a patient approach when it comes to building around Wemby. However, the team did stabilize their roster. They added veterans and Chris Paul and Harrison Barnes at a cheap cost, and having this experience now in the rotation should make life even easier for Wemby. And Wembanyama is going to play with Chris Paul. We're finally going to see that reality come to fruition. I mean, the point guard, a future Hall of Famer, Chris Paul, he's going to give the ball to Wemby exactly where he wants it. The game is going to get even easier for Wemby playing alongside Paul as Wemby continues to improve on his skills. The Spurs, they don't appear ready to make the playoffs just yet, but things could change quickly if Wemby has a big year. Speaking of which, according to Bleacher Report's Grant Hughes, Victor Wembanyama has a good chance to win the NBA Triple Crown this upcoming season. This past season, Wemby was the Rookie of the Year and runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year. The Triple Crown in the NBA is the MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and being on the first team All-NBA. Wemby definitely has a shot to do this. Wemby should definitely be on the first team All-NBA next year, and he should win Defensive Player of the Year as well. MVP is also doable, but of course, he's going to have to go up against the best of the best, such as Luka Doncic, Joel Embiid, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and the reigning MVP, Nikola Jokic. It will also come down to the type of season that the Spurs are having. But regardless, Wemby is poised to have a monster sophomore season, and that is terrifying for the rest of the league. If you actually take a look at Wemby's odds to win MVP on BetUS, I mean, they're pretty good odds. He's got plus 2,000 odds to win MVP, so it's worth a shot. And for that reason, I'll put some money on that. You can tail along with me. But guys, if you are looking for a new book this basketball season, BetUS is the answer. They got the fastest payouts in the industry. They're currently offering a 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. So you can definitely check out BetUS if you haven't already. Thank you to BetUS for sponsoring today's video. You look at Wembanyama, guys. He has super sky-high expectations set on his shoulders. And even only after one season in the NBA, I mean, people are starting to suggest that he could have a legitimate chance at ending his career in GOAT conversations when it's all said and done. He's already the best defender in the league, and he's just an absolute threat offensively. And there's a real reason to think that Wemby will be one of the league's best players sooner rather than later. According to a poll run by ESPN of NBA coaches, scouts, and executives, 12 of the 18 voters think Wembanyama will be the league's best player in 5 years, as Doncic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Edwards, and Jokic all also receive votes. But Wemby was the clear favorite. And I think Wemby can become the best player in the game as soon as this season. Definitely by year 3. I think this is even selling him short a bit. We saw how dominant of a player he was in limited action in year 1. To think what he can become in year 2 with more of a competent team around him, it's going to be amazing to see. Not only is Wemby super talented and gifted, but he also has the type of attitude needed to be a special player. Wemby wants to be great, and he wants to win. You could see the emotion on his face after France came up short against the United States in the gold medal game at the Olympics, and the message he delivered to the world afterward was as clear as it could be. I'm learning, and I'm worried for the opponents in a couple of years. When he was asked if he meant FIBA opponents or his NBA peers, Wemby delivered the coldest line of the summer, saying, everywhere. Wembanyama is already special defensively, set to dominate the Defensive Player of the Year award for years to come, but it's his offensive game that's the terrifying part. I mean, Victor hasn't even grown into his body yet. His coordination and timing look better than last season, as we saw in the Olympics, and his ability to take over a game is already there. There's never been another player who's his size that can shoot threes the way that he does in transition, can drive, kick, or can play the post as well. He's virtually unguardable already. Wembanyama has already shown flashes of brilliance. Last season, he recorded a 10-block game, a 10-assist game. He pulled down 20 rebounds in another game. His career high in scoring is 40 points. I wouldn't even be surprised if Wemby notches a quadruple-double this season with these kinds of stats that he's capable of putting up. Wemby is not a traditional big man. His passing, shot blocking, and scoring abilities are truly unmatched for a player at his size. He's capable of making an impact on both ends of the floor, and in today's fast-paced NBA, his versatility will be on full display. Wemby is set to continue his climb in the NBA ranks this season. He's expected to see more minutes this season, and the Spurs could actually be competitive and in a position where they'll be looking to win. I said it in a prior video when I covered the Spurs offseason. I would not be surprised if the Spurs sneak into the playoffs. So we'll truly see Wemby's brilliance, because remember, last season, the Spurs, they only won 22 games, and Wemby's impact was still felt in a big way. If the Spurs are competing, Wemby will get plenty of more opportunities to shine. Victor Wembanyama is a truly special player, and I know there's been a million videos on him, hyping him up about what he can become, but it's real, guys. The Wemby era is just getting started. His time is now. Victor Wembanyama is about to take over the league and make it his own. I'm rooting for Wemby. I think he'll have an excellent chance to become the next face of the NBA, and I said it before, I'll say it again. I mean, he's in the perfect situation being in San Antonio, playing under Greg Popovich. Now you're gonna have Chris Paul in the mix. Wemby, he's in a great position to succeed. So let me know what your expectations are for Wembanyama's sophomore season. Predict what you think his stat line will be down below. He put up a stellar stat line in limited action last season, so if he is able to play a lot more this season, you would think he is. I mean, I can only imagine what his numbers are going to be. So actually predict what you think Wemby's numbers are going to be for the season down below. Points per game, rebounds per game, assists per game, all that fun stuff. Guys, drop a like on the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And once again, thank you to BetUS for sponsoring today's video. That is it for me. This is Lucas signing off. As always, thanks for watching. I will catch you all again in the next one.